Okay, my dear student, this is the second video for the fifth class. The first one was the solution of the examination in database. And we are going to start studying Tableau. As you may have downloaded Tableau, you will find that it downloads an executable file, which is the one you're going to use to install Tableau, which may be the this kind of file, Tableau desktop 64-bit or 32-bit, depending on your computer, .exe, okay? And maybe the 22 version, maybe 3 or 4. So the fact is that we are going to use both of them, one of them or both of them. The fact is to have the executable file to install it. When you double click on it, it's going to install it without any trouble, and it is going to be a little bit delayed because it is a big software. So it depends on the RAM of your computer and on the um, capacity or the size of the drive you have in your computer. Anyway, whenever you install it, you're going to find it in the Windows menu, in the T for Tableau, and it shows you Tableau 2022.4 or .3, almost always .4, and you click on open it. The Tableau is software developed by a company in the United States, and it has been growing in acceptance by the public because of their its characteristics and easy to use um, screen and comments and everything that it has to offer you. So we're going to start studying what Tableau has in general. It's a screen and how to manage a simple database, which is the one we had for the second class. So the first thing you're going to see is how to connect, or the connections you may establish from Tableau with different databases. You can have a Tableau server, which is a service that company has for its users and customers, or from a file, an Excel file, a text file, a JSON file, a Microsoft Access file, a PDF file, and so on. And you have many other ones, many other ones. So the fact is that we can get information from many other servers too. As you can see, I had told you about MySQL, but you have many other, as I told you. So therefore, it is not limited to one or two or three kinds of databases, but it has access to many databases. We are going to start using a Microsoft Excel database, which we had already worked with in the second class. And it is a simple database. Then we are going to use relational databases in order to understand how Tableau integrates them and let us manage in the proper way all the information stored in those relational databases. So let's start. The first thing is that I have to do is to connect it to a file. So click in Excel and it shows you where to find. Okay, I'm going to find it in our class 5. Okay, and remember we are using the assignment class 2 for Tableau. I mean the assignment for class 2. So you can use it because you already have it in your computer, or you can download it again from the class 2. And it is a sales and rents database. So this is the screen of the Tableau that shows us which data source we have down here at the left, and it shows you what is the data source you have here, and many other comments, or some other comments that we're going to understand slowly. But first of all, understand that you have the sales and rents database that you had before. Okay, the fact is that whenever you have a database, um, I mean, the Tableau connects to your database, and as you update your database, the Tableau is going to update the information of that database in Tableau. But also, you have to click on this icon, which is updating. For example, if you keep working in Excel and filling it with a lot of information, Tableau has to know that you have updated your file, and it has to receive the command to update the information in Tableau. So reconnect to that file and bring all the information that is new. So therefore, as for example, we do with the Drive or with the WhatsApp or whatever, we double click, sorry, we click on the update icon in order to bring or to connect to the new information or to associate the new information to what we have in Tableau. Okay, there are many commands in Tableau, but we are going to learn the basics today. The first thing we have to do is to understand that the Tableau has a source of data or a data source and has many pages or sheets as Excel, but they are not sheets to calculate, but sheets to develop different analysis of information, and we can have many sheets. Also, we have the possibility to do what we call a dashboard, which is a screen in which we can see many sheets at the same time, and we can filter information for different sheets or for all of them at the same time. Okay, so let's do the example that you're going to do as an assignment for this class. So we have sales and rents, and what we have to do is to double click on it, and it brings it to the screen of Tableau, sales and rents. This is the table. Down here, it shows you the two things. One thing is that I'm going to hasten this a little bit. So one thing at the left of the screen is the fields of that table. So we have a reference field, a type field, an operation field, a city field, a surface, and so on. So on. Price, date of sale, and seller. Remember? And this is the table. So the reference refers to one kind of ID of the business in question, and the type of business, parking, store, I see the type of real estate, the operation, the city, the surface, the price, and so on. But here you can find at the right, I'm sorry, at the left of the name of the field, the type of field that Tableau recognizes. So reference is a number, type is a text, city may be understood as a geographical site or geographical place, and therefore Tableau says, okay, I am recognizing the number, the name, so it may be recognized in the map. We are going to see it later. Surface is a number, price is a number, date is a date, therefore the icon, and seller is a text. Okay, therefore also I'm going to close this just to see the table. You have also the type of the field up on the table, as you can see. Now, if I click on it, I'm going to be able to change it if I want. So in this case, it is called cadena or string in English, which means that it is a text. It is recognized as a text. If we click on a number, it is recognized as a number, as an integer number. But I can change it. Okay, for example, price could be changed or converted into another kind of number, okay, which we are going to see later. By now we have a number. We have a date, we have texts, and so on. So the first thing is to understand your database. And this part is details of the table, which refer to what kind of fields you have, okay? And how they are called. Mhm. Okay. Now, the second step to start managing a database in Tableau is to go to one sheet. Okay, when you go to one sheet, you're going to see this screen. In this screen is in which you are going to build what you want to get. Remember, pivot tables is kind of pivot tables and kind of pivot graphs, and they are built in a very easy way, as we are going to see. On the left hand of the screen, we found the tables. The tables. In this case, we have just one table, sales and rents, okay, and its fields: city, date of sale, operation, seller type. But also we have a line that divides the um, fields that are not numbers of from the fields that are numbers. Price, reference, and surface are numbers. As you can see, this is the icon for numbers, and this is the icon for text, dates, and geographical sites. Okay. Okay, by now we're going to understand how to manipulate these fields with its numbers in order to get information. For example, I need to know how much we have sold and rented in different cities. So I drag city to the table. There you are. And it goes to rows. Okay. And it shows here ABC asking me for what do you want here? I want the price. So I drag the price here until it shows a square around that part of the table. And there we have the total of the sales and rents, or sales and rents, yeah, of in each city. And it shows here that it is adding, or sumando in Spanish, all the prices column according to the city. Okay, so as I told you, I can change this format from number to money. So I click on Suma and go to formatear, and then in predetermined, I'm going to change the number to a money without decimal, personalized, or personalized money. And you have the numbers as a money format. Okay, now what else can I manipulate here? For example, the font. So I click on the any city and go here and say I want it purple, and I want it a 10 size, and I want it bold. There you are. Okay, now the same with numbers. I can change the color of the number, I can change the size of the number, I can change to be bold or not to be bold, and there you are. Okay, oh sorry, I didn't change it. Let me see. I'm going to change it to I'm changing city. I'm sorry, I have to change this here. Okay, the suma, and I'm going to change it to blue. There you are, bold, and I'm going to put it small. There you are. So this is the first page, and in the first page I can do whatever. I can do with this table many things, but by now you're going to do this simple um, information You're going to get just what is the total of business, both sales and rents for each city. Then you're going to add, well, we are going to call this this page or this sheet city by total. Okay, now to add another page, you just click on here. Click. This is the second page, and we are going to have to get more information from the database. For example, I want the seller and the operation in columns. I can do it here. And I want the price here. So I have for leasing and selling, leases and sales, right? The results. So I'm going to change it. Format, suma, formatear, and I want it money without decimals. Okay, let's see. Money without decimals. Okay, there you are. So we have for each seller the information for leasing and selling. We can also add other fields, like for example by city. So I go to close this here and take the type of real estate, and as you can see, you see here a dotted vertical line, so you drop it there and there you are. You have the seller. In this case, null means that no seller was in charge of that business, but probably the company itself. And here you have the sellers: Carmen, Jesus, Joaquin, Luisa, Maria. Okay, and of course you could, for example, change the color of this operation, I'm sorry, of these types, going here, right, and going to formatear. This is the type, okay, formatear, and you can change, I don't know, I'm going to put orange, bold, 9, okay. The same with operation. You can go here and formatear. Right, now this is called seller by type. Okay, that's it. Now I am going to add another page or another sheet, and I'm going to ask for the how much we have sold in each operation, but I'm going to drag it here, operation, right, and I'm going to drag it here in price, so I'm making a graph, right? So I can see the graph in this way, or I can click here and use another kind of graph. We have automatic, which is this one, barra, which is the same for Tableau, and we have area, and we have line, and we have circulo and square. Okay, but the fact is that it depends on where you put your information. For example, if I drag suma here and drag operation here, it is going to be a vertical bar graph. Okay, and I can also manipulate the graph. For example, I can click here and color, and I'm going to use green for the bars. Okay, anyway, I can add to this graph information. For example, operation by city. So I am going to drag city here, So I have Bogotá, Medellín, Tunja, Yopal, Bogotá, Medellín, Tunja, Yopal, lease and sales. If I turn it around operation beside the city, I'm going to have Bogotá, lease and sale, Medellín, lease and sale, Tunja, lease and sale, and Yopal, lease and sale. So the secret is to put the information I want to see and how I want to see here. Okay, but also I can add other fields. It is not limited. For example, I can add the type, which is going to be a big information graph. So apartment, house, office, parking, store, terrain, and water warehouses, lease, sale in each city. Okay, so by now I'm going to eliminate type. I'm clicking here. I can drag it here or I can click here and eliminate. Okay, so we have a third page or sheet which is called the operation by city. City by operation. Okay, I can add more sheets, many more. And now with these three sheets, well, don't forget to save, no? Archivo, guardar. I called it, I'm going to call it explanation. Okay, because I already did what I called HTML Sales USA. Okay, okay. Now, no, it was another one. Anyway, I'm saving it as explanation. And now I am going to create, instead of another sheet, I am going to create what we call a dashboard. So click on the dashboard, and this is the screen of the dashboard that shows us the sheets we have created with its names and many other things like this, which we are going to understand later. Right now, we are going to build a simple dashboard and we are going to understand how to manage it in order to show it to our public. Okay, so I'm going to bring each of them, drag into the screen, drag into the screen, drag into the screen. Doesn't matter where it is. The fact is that I'm going to make them what we call in Spanish flotante, right? When you click on any of the sheets brought here, you have little comments here and many comments up there, but we are going to use by now these comments. I can delete or take it away from the dashboard. I can go to the sheet of this dashboard or this part of the dashboard. I can make it a filter or I can use some of the comments like for example flotante. Flotante means that I can move it freely in the page. So I'm going to make all of them flotantes in order for us to put them wherever we want. So this is flotante 2, this is flotante, okay. And now we need let me see, city operation. Let me see, city operation, seller type, city by total. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to make it also flotante. Okay, so I can move them freely and put them wherever I want. Okay, so I'm going to put this here, this here, this here, and I can then make them bigger in order to show more information or in a better way. And I can also, for example, this is a big one, I can also make it bigger, and make this smaller, and this to be understood in the best way possible, I click on the um, graph, I'm sorry, on the square, and say how I want to click here to see how I want to see it. So I'm going to adjust it to the width of the square, and it shows me the information in a better way, or I can adjust it to the height of the square, which is also a little bit crowdy. So I can make it bigger. Or instead of it, we could reduce the size of the letters, but not here, but in the page or the sheet in which we built this table. By now, I'm going to tell it, adjust it to the width. Okay? Okay. Then I can filter all the information of the three parts of this dashboard by any of them. I'm going to say that this is the filter, the main filter of this dashboard. So I click here to activate it as a filter. So when I click in Medellin, on Medellin, click, look at what is going to happen. It is going to show me what, all about Medellin. It changed here to Medellin, and here it is showing me just the information of Medellin. Let's see Tunja. This is the information for Tunja, for Yopal, right? And also I can make another table or another part of the dashboard, also a filter, which is also, for example, I want to know only about house. Okay, so house in Yopal in lease and sale. Okay, for all the sellers, as you can see. Sorry for pues, showing me the for Yopal sales, right? Sales and for example houses, but also it is better to have also, I mean, oh, I took it away. Okay, it is click here and flotante and again, right? So this is our filter. So I want to see only Bogota, and it is it. Okay, now if I want, for example, another filter, I'm going to take away the filter. So I just unactivate it. So it is showing us everything. Okay, here I am also without any filter. Now, if I want, for example, to filter it by only the seller, I am going to create another sheet only with sellers. So seller, here we are. This is our seller, and we are going to write it, title it like, for example, F filter seller. Just to, to have a name that I understand whenever I have a lot of pages, it is better to put a letter. For example, in this one, this is a graph, so I could put a G for graph. And this is a table, so I could put a T for table. And this is also a table, so I could put T for table. In order for me to understand what is each of the pages showing. So in this case, seller, I'm going to put it in lowercase, and I'm going to go to the dashboard, which I'm going to call D for dashboard, right? Main, whatever. Okay, I can have many dashboards. So I'm going to put the F seller here. You see here. Oh my God, why not? Okay, seller is not showing me the seller. Okay, should show me the seller. Let's see. Okay. Seller, here it is. Okay, we put it here. So I'm going to make it flotante. Flotante. Okay. I'm going to make it smaller. Smaller. And I may put it somewhere that is comfortable for me to filter. I'm going to put it up and to make it bigger. Okay, so this is my filter now. I click on the filter comment and it is a filter. So I'm going to see what happened with Luisa, for example. This all is information about Luisa only. And Carmen and any other one. But if I want 2 or 3 of them, so I click on Carmen, click on Joaquin. So I have Carmen, sorry, click with the control. I click on Carmen, control, click on Joaquin, control, click on Maria. So I have Carmen, Joaquin, and Maria. I can also tell this one to be a filter. I'm going to make it smaller to be a filter. So I am going to click on Bogota. So I am filtering Carmen, Joaquin, and Maria, but just for Bogota. Okay, everything changes according to it. So it is a better way or a great way to get information quick and precise about any information we want to get. Now, I'm going to unactivate filters. So this is not filter. This is not filter. And we can see the whole information because it is not filter. Okay, this is your first assignment in Tableau, which is the basic one to understand what Tableau does. So summarizing, we first bring the data source, okay, which is this is the first screen. You click on Excel, you bring the assignment we had for the second class, I mean the database. Then you go to the data source and double click on the table, and it shows you the whole table and its fields, and also the fields here and the type of field you have. And then you start building each of the tables you need or graphs you need, right? Remember, the graphs are built bringing the fields up here, and you can also change the format of any field clicking on its field and going to formatting. Whenever you have finished formatting, you can close it with this X up in the right place or the right part of the table or of the comments, and also with the type or seller or whatever you can go to format. Okay, and then you do or build the dashboard in which you bring, I will repeat, I'm going to bring another dashboard, bring a table, bring or a graph or whatever, and say or tell it that to be flotant or sorry, flotante, which means that you can move and put it wherever you want and accommodate each table however you want and convert that table into a filter or not a filter. That's it. So your main dashboard, your main dashboard is going to be like this This is your first assignment, and you have to save it. Whenever you save it, it is going to create a TWB file, which means that that is a Tableau file. And I can open it in my Tableau. So you're going to upload it into the virtual classroom as your assignment, and you're going to call it as always with your whole name. Okay. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I will be ready to answer any question by WhatsApp.